Good morning. It is Friday and it is the last day of our June challenge. And I'm very excited that I get to be the one that brings the last video and kind of closes all of this out. And I just want to give yourselves a pat on the back. Be very proud of yourself for what you've done so far. If you've kept showing up and you've watched the videos and you've done the things, then be proud of yourself. Because every little part, every step forward counts. Even if they don't feel like huge steps, they still count. So be proud of yourself. Today's topic is social media, and I'm really excited to talk about this because it's been a journey for me. Like, social media is a journey. And there's a few things that I want to cover, but there's one main topic that I think is the most important when it comes to absolutely anything. And for those that were at convention and heard Amber Miller's talk on social media, she's the queen of social media, and she said it better than I think I ever could. But she really broke it down so simply. And a lot of the things that she said were like, I just kept saying yes, 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 because it was spot on to what I had already been thinking about saying in this video before. I had already been pre-planning it mentally. So my top thing would be authenticity. And this is like a fad word lately, it seems, but you don't need to be somebody else in order to have an impact on social media. You don't need to pretend to be like some influencer or pretend to be like some other diamond in order to be successful. You don't need a huge following. You don't need any of those things. No. You simply need to be you. The world already has one Marge Mertens. The world already has one Shelley Gertzen. What the world needs is one you, and you showing up as you. There's somebody out there right now waiting to hear from you. Your life, your experiences, your recommendations. They're not waiting to hear from somebody else. They're waiting to hear from you. And if I look back on my journey in Plexus, and the one thing that held me back the longest, and that was my stint at Senior Gold for 4 years, and that would be that I wasn't being me. I was trying to run this business and run my social media the way my mom would. I was trying to do all the things that she would, or the way I thought my husband would, because I could see them and how they would be successful and how my mom was already successful. And I didn't have enough belief in myself to realize that the world just needs me for who I am. I add value because of who I am and the experiences I have and the things that I know. And so once I started showing up as me and be willing to be me, willing to show up even though things don't always look perfect, and I have my own flaws and mistakes and hiccups, that's when people really started trusting me, because they could feel that I was showing up as myself. If you're not showing up as yourself, people will be able to feel that, and it'll be a disconnect. But when you start showing up as yourself, people are going to be like, I relate to her. Yes, that is how I feel. And they'll start being able to build trust with you. So overall, before anything else, remain authentic to yourself. Remain authentic to who you are. Next, let's start right at the beginning. Let's say you really don't have a social media presence. Maybe you don't use social media at all. I know there's a few people. Shelley is a great example of this. When she started Plexus, she had never had social media before. You wouldn't think that now, considering how great she is on it and how she shows up all the time. But she had never had Facebook. She had never had Instagram. She started from scratch. And so if she can do it, you guys can do it too. So if you're one of the people who do not have social media, just start. Start messy. It's okay. Just start sharing. Because it is important to share on. If you really want to make this go somewhere, social media is going to be your avenue. If you're like me, you live in a tiny little town far away, you don't have very many options to socialize. When I lived in the city, I spent a lot of time socializing. But even then, I met those people on social media, and then we met up. Social media is a really great tool for connection. So start messy. If you don't have social media, I don't recommend getting started on Instagram. Get yourself Facebook, make all your Facebook friends, get yourself into some groups of things that you relate to. Maybe they're groups on motherhood, maybe they're groups on knitting, maybe they're groups on baking or cooking or sourdough, whatever it might be. Get yourself into some of those groups. I'm literally in groups about my chickens. I made a post in one of those groups last early spring, and it blew up, and I had like 200 comments on it and made a bunch of new friends from it. Get yourself into some groups and make some friends. And the main key is start posting, because when you connect with those friends, your feed, your social media feed, is going to be the way they know if your business is open or closed. It's your advertisement fee, your feed. It's morning. I'm having a hard time with my words. But you need to be posting in order for people to know that you're available. If you're connecting with people and you're not posting, it is like you going out and telling people, yes, come to my business, come check me out. But every time they show up, there's a close sign and they can't get in. That's the equivalent of not posting on your feed. And so you need to make sure that you're posting so that people can show up and be like, oh, she's available, she's doing business, she's ready for me. It doesn't mean you just post about Plexus. Post about your life. Post about the things that are going on. I like how Amber explained it. So she explained it how Facebook is all about you. That's why Facebook is easy. Is because it's all about you. It's about your life. It's about the experiences you've had. It's about your recommendations. That's Facebook. And Facebook is easy. And another way is because when you friend somebody, they're your friend right away. They see your posts right away. Instagram, on the other hand, is a little bit different. It's a little bit more, it has a little bit more of a challenge behind it, but it's still super great. Instagram is not about you. It is about your audience. It is about what they want. It is about what they need. It is about what you can give them. And you don't instantly connect when you follow them. They have to follow you back, which often doesn't happen right away. And so that's the difference. That's why most people, I would encourage you, go to Facebook, utilize Facebook. It is a fantastic place to be. If you already have a presence on Instagram, great. Keep going with that. Awesome. Stories are in the middle. Stories are where you build trust. Stories are where you build relationships. Show up in your stories with your face at least once a day. It can be just one story. Show up with your face. This is where you get to add value. You get to bring recommendations. And recommendations can be anything, people. Adding value can be anything. I made granola yesterday, and I instantly had messages asking me what my granola recipe was. I should have shared it right away. But you can add value in any way possible. Maybe you have this pair of shoes that you love for your kids. Share them. Maybe you have a hairspray that you think works better than any other. Share it. It can be literally anything. And that is adding value, because you're adding things to somebody else's life that could make their life better. Maybe it's a word of encouragement to other moms out there who just, maybe you needed encouragement, and so you're giving encouragement. Be the sunshine that you want to see in your day. Be that sunshine for somebody else. That is Instagram, Facebook, and stories. Pick a place where you want to focus and give it your energy. Show up. And one thing that I love that Amber said is that social media is not your business for today. Social media is your business for the future. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to build relationships. And so do not give up after 30 days. It is going to take you longer than that. We already know from using these products that we need to stay consistent over time. Social media is the same thing. You need to stay consistent in order for you to build results on it. Show up every day. Continue adding new friends. Build relationships with those new friends. Continue posting. Be present. Show your face. be there, and people will build trust with you. They will build relationships with you. They will be encouraged by you. That is what you need to do, and you will succeed. I promise you, you will. And ultimately, above all, be you. Because remember, the world has enough of everybody else. It needs you, your life, your experiences, everything that encompasses you. Have a great Friday, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm really excited. I'm proud of you for this whole month. Remember, all of the videos are shared in the playlist on our YouTube page, and so you can find them there easily. And I will be sharing one profile down in the comments below in the chat of an old grandpa that shows up just as himself every morning on his Instagram. And he has a huge following. Because people want authenticity. People want to see you. They want to connect with you. So have a great Friday. I love you all, and I cannot wait to hear your takeaways and what you learned from today's video.